All right, Salakia, Salakia. All right, so this is part two of the splits of Israel into two kingdoms. All right, so I left off at verse 8. All right, First Kings chapter 12, verse 8. So he forsook the counsel of the elder men, right? And we do that today. We don't really go and ask the elders what we should do. What you think about this? Or the elders not really even teaching because a couple years ago, some things been happening where the youths are neglecting the wisdom of the elders. You know what I mean? Like they don't have no respect for them no more. So now the elders is at a point where they were like, well, forget them. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for them YNs, as they said, nowadays, right? We ain't got time for them YNs. You know what I mean? They too wild out here. They don't want to hear nobody and they did this and all that stuff, right? So now it's like, instead of we trying to come at them and trying to humble them and quiet them down, we see them doing their thing and we just let them be as they be. And then, because the Bible speaks about that our children are our oppressors. You know what I mean? We don't want to deal with them because they're so wild and rowdy out here, no out of control, like a wild bull out here in these streets, right? So it's like hey, we don't have time for them. You don't want to deal with them, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want to listen anyway, right? So I'm gonna just put my hands, back in. I'm gonna just wash my hands of the matter, right? That's how the elders acting today, right? But is we see is nothing new in the earth. Back then, they wasn't taking the wisdom of the what stuff of the elders. Even the stuff that's written in this Bible, it said the stuff that's written is for our learning. We're supposed to go back to these scriptures and say, well, you know what? Let's see where we messed up at. Because we have examples in here to learn from our mistakes. Let's see where we went wrong at. But we ignore these history and try to make more mistakes. We try to make different mistakes. Some of them are even the same mistakes that we are making. We just adding sin to sin. Instead of saying, you know what, let me humble down and really get back into the book and see what the book is teaching. To get understanding of what, the Most High was really trying to bring to us, right? So it says, so he forsook the counsel of the old men, and which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? Verse 10. And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that speak unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. Wickedness, man. It says, and thou and now whereas my father did laid you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father had chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam and the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me up again the third day. Right? So he came back. So he says, and the king answered the people roughly. So he forsook the peace counsel that the elder men give, and he took the counsel of the young men that was to respond to them roughly. So that's the one that he chooses to keep, right? So like the Bible says, we are slow to do good, but we are swift to do evil, man. We are swift to do evil, man. Right? So he didn't take the peace route. He said, nah, I'm a hearken to the young man that don't know nothing with me, right? Cause you act in counsel, but instead of taking the people that been here before counsel, you said, well, I'm gonna go and ask the people that I grew up with. I don't know. I'm asking y'all counsel, but I'm gonna ask people who on my level. And we still find that that makes sense today. Right? Not even talking about age, but just talking about in wisdom. Like we wouldn't even go seek people who have wisdom. We will seek people who don't know with us because we want to hear the answer that we want to hear. That's why when people who know better speak, they say, "Well, we don't want to hear what you got to say. Don't tell us the right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Speak unto us deceit, because we prefer to hear that. Tell me what I'm doing that is wrong. Tell me that I'm doing it right. Don't tell me that I'm wrong for what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? And that's where we go off at. Not wanting to tell or hear the truth. We go off by doing this, right? Let's go back to the lesson. Because I'm not going to be able to finish everything on this one go. I can see that already. All right. Um, so it says on the third, blah, 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 the scorpions, right? Verse 15. It says, "Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord." Right? Remember, I said the Most High, he controls the people, the hearts of the people, however he see fit. This was supposed to happen. Okay, remember the Most High told, already said in the beginning, because of you going off and dealing with these other women and do, I'm gonna take the kingdom from Solomon. So it happens to happen. The Most High is not gonna say something that's gonna come back void. So he's making it happen this way because the Most High could have, when Jeroboam came and said, "Well, if you take take off the heavy load, the yoke, we will dwell with you. We you know what I'm saying, we'll let you reign over us in that sense, right?" That would have been it. But the Most High said, "Nah, don't listen. Have that, let it be as it be for a purpose. Everything is for a purpose. The Most High don't make no moves if it don't go back to His plan." You see what I'm saying? Everything goes back to what His will be done. His will be done, regardless, right? But is He want us to love Him willfully? He could force us to do it, but He want us to love Him willfully. That's why when we do good, we get blessings. When we don't, He chastises us. And this is Solomon's chastisement right here, right? So he said, "I'm not going to." That's like how our forefathers did wrong and they didn't get. We got punished. The children got the punishment. The descendants. Same thing here. He said, "I ain't gonna punish you, but I'm gonna take the kingdom out of your sons." Not for David said, "But I'm gonna take it from you." You know what I mean? For David said, "I'm gonna give you one kingdom. I ain't gonna do it for you, but I'm gonna do it for your father's sake. I'm gonna give you one kingdom. I'm gonna give the others separate the other tribes. I'm gonna take away the other tribes from you." Right? So he said, but he said, "Wherefore the king hearkened not unto his people, for the cause was from the Lord," right? "That he might perform his saying." Remember, it was spoken, so it had to play out, "which the Lord spake by Ahijah, the Shilonite, unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat." Right. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, "What portion have we in David?" Right? "Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse." Right? Um, Let me get a precept real quick. All right. All right. I'm gonna keep reading for right now. It says, "And what inheritance? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To to your tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house, David. See that to thy own house, David." So Israel departed unto their tents, right? "But as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them." Right? It says, "Then the king Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot, to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day." Right? So this is the beginning of that conflict between these two kingdoms, right? And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation, and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribes of Judah only. Right? And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah, with the tribe of Benjamin, right? And 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. So Rehoboam tried to go fight with the northern kingdom, because you see, he said the tribes of Judah was with him, so he had Judah and Benjamin there, right? So he found men from those two tribes to go war against the northern kingdom, right? So they'll say they always had this little conflict between them, even till this day. You still have northern kingdom brothers, the so-called Hispanic brothers, hating the so-called black brothers, so-called black brothers, right? You still have that hate amongst our people, that jealousy amongst our people till this day. I even experienced it before when at my old job, and I'm like, I was kind of shocked when I experienced, like, damn, I don't know why I thought I was exempt from the curses, but I experienced it. I was like, damn, that's my, but I know that's my people. I can't say the same if he know, right? But I'm like, damn, we the same people. But my understanding is why I recognize it. That's why the Bible says, "Surely oppression will make a wise man mad." So when you recognize the oppression that you're going through, it's going to upset you. So I'm like, damn, that's my people. That's my people. And I was like, what? I'm over here like, why he treating me like this? That's my people. But he don't see it that way. They wasn't raised that way. A lot of Hispanic brothers, especially the Mexicans, different brothers, they was raised with a hate towards black people. It was taught by their parents, passed down from generation to generation, because of the indoctrination of the so-called white man. That's why they feel like when you get a black, like when their daughters go marry a black man, they look down on that daughter. They say, no, go marry a white man. Make the generations lighter. That way we get more respect, because they understood that darker skin don't get respect. So they try to separate themselves. A lot of them don't even believe that they've been into slavery. They don't know their history. They don't know. They don't think that we are the same people. You see what I'm saying? So not only that the so-called blacks don't know who they are, a lot of the Hispanic brothers don't know who they are either. But we all been through the exact same thing. They don't know that we are all the tribes of Israel, just separated and scattered to the four corners of the earth through slavery. Right? Divide and conquer. But is a awakening happening where the people are waking back up to who they are. Right? That's what's going on right now. Um, Let me see. Let me see if I could just pull a precept to touch on that real quick to show you. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get to that at the end. I'm gonna do that at the end. So we'll kind of go through the story, and then we'll come back again next time. So what I left off at just now. What verse I left off at, Princess? 21. Okay. So fight. So they were to fight. They was trying to go fight with the Northern Kingdom to bring back all the tribes under him. He wanted to be the king to rule all Israel, right? So again to Rehoboam the son of Solomon. Verse 22. But the word of God came unto Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and unto the remnants of the people. Right? Remember the remnant, the other people some of the people that were still with them. Right? Saying, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, right? The people of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. The Most High is letting them know this what's going on is of me. I'm the one doing this. Don't go and fight against your brother. Because remember, these are commandments that we are not supposed to have a grudge and stuff with our people. When you go to the book of Leviticus chapter 19, right, and verse 16 down, it says, Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. So you don't go gossiping against your people. You don't watch something happening to your brother and don't do nothing about it. If you see somebody about to kill your people, you don't just stand there and watch it like how we be doing today. We put the phones on and we record it. Oh, look, I got on World Star. We would do stuff like that today instead of saying, let me go stop that and protect that brother. That's my people. We don't look at each other that way. You understand? We will stop our own people from hurting the other nations, but we won't stop the other nations from hurting our people. Or we won't stop our own people from hurting our own people. That shows you the kind of love that we have for ourselves. We don't have a self-love no more. Right? We will stand and watch our own people get hurt, but we cannot stand by and watch the heathens get hurt. That's in their spirit. So Leviticus 19, it says in verse 17, it says, Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. That's a commandment, not to hate thy own brother in thine heart. But we do that today. We willfully do that today. And why? Because we still sinning. Because of our sins, these curses is upon us, man. He said, keep my commandments and live. And if you don't, which means if you sin, you will die, man. Sin is breaking up God's laws. If you keep his laws, you will live. If you break his laws, you will die. Right? So we're not supposed to hate our brother in our heart. Right? It says, Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. You should always correct your brother. That's love. Don't suffer sin. Don't let him stay in his sin. If you see your brother doing something wrong, correct him. That's showing love. It says, Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thy people, that's your people. The Israelites, you, black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are the same people. You are the Israelites of the Bible. You should not be hating on each other and not being any grudge on each other. Right? But that's what's going on with our people. Right? It says, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Isn't that the same thing Christ said? Was the two main laws. He said, what's the greatest commandments? He said, love God with all thy heart and love thy neighbor as thyself. What is he quoting? He's quoting the laws of God. The same laws that Moses gave to the Israelites. Christ was quoting that. But yet, they try to say Christ came with his own laws. He got it from the Old Testament. He got it from the laws of God. He came to teach God's laws. That's what Christ came to do. Right? it says, going back to what, like I was saying, we are not supposed to bear grudge and stuff on our people, and that's what we see what's going on with the two kingdoms. They had an evil eye towards each other, but God is telling them, don't go up and fight against your people. This is of me. I'm the one doing this, right? I'm gonna go to that precept that I was holding earlier. That's I was. I'm gonna wait. This is Isaiah chapter 11. Start at verse. Start at verse 12. It says, "And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel." Those are the Israelites that were scattered, right? The outcasts of Israel, the ones that scattered all over the place, right? He's going to bring us back, is what he's talking about. The outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth, right? Because remember, we are scattered to like South America, these different places in Africa, Israel, Trinidad, Jamaica, all these different places we were scattered and serve as slavery in, right? Puerto Rico, all these different places we were set, right? It says, for the four corners of the earth, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart. It says the envy of Ephraim. Who is Ephraim? Ephraim was the head tribe of the northern kingdom. Right? Ephraim was the head tribe of the northern kingdom. Judah was the head tribe of the southern kingdom. So Judah is the head tribe of Benjamin and Levi. And Ephraim was the head tribe of Simeon, Naphtali, Issachar, Asher, all these different tribes that was down there. Ephraim was the head tribe of the northern kingdom. All right. So it says that's where you'll see it says Ephraim or Joseph, or it says Israel. Is talking about the northern kingdom, and it says these things. All right. So it says it says the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, right? And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off, right? Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim, which means we were not going to have that evil eye towards each other no more, right? That's what you see going on right now in First Kings, where you're saying how they want to go fight against each other. That evil eye is gonna separate. That'll be all that drafting back in and stuff like that. Us changing our ways and our mindsets from how we treat and deal with each other, and start by keeping the commandments and loving our brothers as how we supposed to. All right. So going back to First Kings and First Kings and let's say this is of me. Where was it? So verse 24. First Kings chapter 12, verse 24. All right. So he says, "Thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me." They hearkened therefore to the word of the Lord, and returned to depart according to the word of the Lord. Then Jeroboam built Shechem, Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence, and built Peniel. Verse 26, and Jeroboam said in his heart, "Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David." Right? If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord, of the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Right? Whereupon the king took counsel, and made two calves of gold, and said unto them, "It is too much for you to go up. It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt." Why does this keep happening? why do Israel keep going back to idols? Because that's what we knew in captivity. When we was in Egypt, what they was dealing with idols. The Egyptians was worshiping idols, right? So every time they go off is because of going off and dealing with other gods, right? This same thing happened before when Moses was in Mount Sinai and he went to talk to the Most High. As soon as he left, what the people did? They made them a golden calf and say, "Hey, this is your God and led you out of Egypt." This is the same thing they did here. Soon as if it's go, it might be too far for you to go up there. So look, I'm gonna give you gods. This is how the Northern Kingdom started going off. This is why the Most High rejected them, because they started dealing with idols, right? That was verse 28 we left off. Let's go to the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and 17. Hosea, chapter 4 and 17. Right? Let me know when you're there. The book of Hosea, Hosea chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 15 and read down to 17. All right. Um. All right. So hold that at Hosea. Um. You in your book or you on the app? Okay. Well, well, stay right there. I'm gonna finish reading. Reading down on to verse 30 in First Kings, and then I'm gonna read that Hosea one. All right. It says, where whereupon the king took counsel and made two calves of gold and said unto them, too it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing being a sin, and this thing being and this thing became a sin, right? For the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan, right? So now the people are worshiping idols, right? So let's go to the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 15. You there? All right. It says, though thou Israel play the harlot, right? It said that goes into like we committing adultery in a sense, right? It's like going on and having a heart, like you married and you go mess with a harlot on the side, right? That's adultery, right? That's fornication, these different things, right? Because that's not you're not taking her for your wife, right? You're just gonna mess with somebody else because she basically have a husband. You know what I mean? If you messing with this woman, she basically have a husband, being that she's sleeping because sex is marriage, right? So it says, "Thou play thou though thou Israel play the harlot, yet let not Judah offend." Right. So Judah, the southern kingdom, they were the people that were still keeping the commandments of God. Right. It says, "Don't let Judah offend." Right. It says, "And come not ye unto Gilgad, neither go ye up to Beth Evan, nor swear the Lord liveth." Right? Verse 16. For Israel slided back as a backslider heifer, a backsliding heifer, right? It says, now the Lord will feed them as a lamb in a large place. It says, 17, it says, Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. So now that Ephraim is joined to idols, have a separation, they said, let him alone, man. Right? And according to verse first well, you can get into that in a minute. But he said, let them alone. Right? We're not gonna deal with them in that sense. Same Hosea, right? Chapter 7, right? Same Hosea chapter 7, verse 8, right? Verse 8 and verse 9. It says, Ephraim, he had mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned, right? He says, strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not, right? What happened there? We following these other nations and start following their customs by worshiping their idols. Now we are destroyed as a people. You see what I'm saying? It said Ephraim has mixed himself with the people. We following out their customs. Now we are Gentiles like them because we are following the ways of the Gentiles in our mind, right? Israelites are being called Gentiles now because of their disobedience and their sin. You understand? So that's how is it now the Jew and Gentile type thing. Israelites were being called Gentile because of what? Their sin of following these different ways. And the northern kingdom went off by